Sir, there have been a lot of injustices that have happened during the protest. Yeah, we saw the Azimio said as much as possible to give out letters so that they can get protection from the police, but they were denied that protection, so they forced their way in. What would you say about that?
Yeah. So I think it's important. The report that Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch today are releasing demonstrates that there are consequences that come with blocking the right to assemble, that block the right to demonstrate, and by blocking the right to assemble violently, it leads to violent consequences. In the last 2 months, we have interviewed over 115 people. We have looked at 16 cases, and out of those 16 cases that had led to fatalities, we have found that 50% of those 16 cases, so 8 of those cases, were not even protesters, they were bystanders. They were people that were essentially in their homes, in their schools, or in their neighborhoods, or at their places of work, and they faced the brunt of either tear gas or live bullets. And unfortunately, we have lost lives of people that you could argue had nothing to do with the protests, but simply because of the way that the protests were being managed, they have died. Now, Azimio has a constitutional right, like every other political party and every civic organization and every individual, to demonstrate and to raise national issues that are important to this country. So it is important that the police essentially apply the law clearly, which is to facilitate and to provide protection for the protesters and to make sure that those protests are not hijacked and turned into either a looting spree or into violent incidents. And that is something that the police can do very well. They are very skilled, they have the weapons, and they have the discipline to be able to do that if they choose to do so.
Yes, and I would like to ask, the other day we saw that there was appointment of Nordin Haji as a director of the National Intelligence Service, and we saw you went with him to the prisons together with him. Yeah, does that mean that you're in support of his appointment as the National Intelligence Service member, director?
So that is not the purpose of this press conference.
Yes.
So I will restrain my comments to this conference, because I think what we are saying is very important for the country. It is time for an end to violent policing of protests. It is time for an end to the obstacles that are placed before people who are simply exercising their constitutional rights.